everyone, today I've got your Fury movie review. Brad Pitt stars alongside some other great actors to take on some of the last remaining enemies in Nazi Germany. It is a very gritty tale about a 5-man crew behind enemy lines on a mission. And can we say impossible? No. They are outnumbered and outgunned, but they still manage to take on the Nazis. Brad Pitt plays this character named War Daddy, which I found to be very funny when he's actually manning this tank called Fury. He's the leader of this pack, facing the Nazis a second time like he did in Inglourious Basterds. There are some dramatic moments in this movie and shows a more serious side to wartime. He plays a really good lead and really immerses himself into this role. He just really plays a good leader character than I've ever seen him before, or at least maybe since Inglourious Basterds, because this is kind of like the same thing, but without all of the scalping. And I really think that he truly gives an emotional performance and might even be Oscar-worthy. Who knows? Shia LaBeouf is surprisingly good in this movie. I'm not a huge fan of his, but he didn't really have that big of a role in comparison to Brad Pitt. But you have other actors like Logan Lerman and Michael Pena, who are the other side characters to Pitt's crew members. I think they do make a pretty good team. There were some surprising acting moments. There was this one scene with Logan Lerman's character and Brad Pitt, and because Logan Lerman, he's kind of playing the younger, sort of new recruit, and Brad Pitt's kind of this old, well, not really like old, but like he's just a very like veteran character who's showing that there's this true testament to playing the character he plays. Director David Ayer, I also think he personally picked Michael Pena to be in this movie as well after being in End of Watch, which I saw. So it was really cool to see all these actors sort of converse and star alongside each other and act. There were some things that I liked about this movie. First off, it has to be the score. I just found it to be very reminiscent to some of the other like war movies I've seen in the past, some very well-known war movies, if you can name them. I thought, it really had all of these great elements and just showed the tone of the movie and just showed how hard-pressed these characters are and the challenges that they faced. There was this one quote that I remember War Daddy saying, that they're like wolves fighting sheep, and I just couldn't agree more. I mean, it was just intense and crazy all the way through, and about half an hour in, the action scene does pick up, and that is where it gets very intense. You've got the Nazis coming out, and then you've got all these tanks moving in to position, and then you just have all these extras on set. It just has it sets the pace for the fighting to go on for the next 4 minutes or so. And I really did like the set designs. It's like one thing that I noticed that, it really, I loved how it showed a lot of practical effects and just practical sceneries and sets, and just it seemed very realistic and raw. I'm not even going to mention those Star Wars looking phaser beams coming out of the tanks. I'm just saying, I don't know if that was real or not. I'm usually not one to favor war movies. I mean, I do have my favorites, especially those who have good storytelling behind it. And this did feel like too long of a movie. I mean, it kind of reminded me of Saving Private Ryan. And at least that movie was great. This movie was great too. It just had some things in it that, I felt was just dragging the storyline on and on and on, and I feel like it shouldn't have been at least 2 hours. So overall, I would say that Fury was a good war movie. I think it's a pretty decent movie this year that's come out. Who knows if it'll have any Oscar contending going on, but I would recommend checking this out if you have seen this movie, and I would give this 4.5 hearts on the heart rate scale. So if you have seen Fury, let me know in the comments what you guys thought about it and what did you think about the performances in this movie. And if not, what is your favorite war movie? As always, you guys can subscribe to my channel. I've got more movie reviews, movie updates, coming up week for Chill Thursday video. You guys can also like me on Facebook and follow me on Twitter, and I will see you guys later.